What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, bringing you our top Pokemon card auctions of the week. This week we just had a ton of variety, nothing super duper special. However, we did have one card, the Charizard V from Champion's Path, the secret rare Charizard V, that went for over $1,000 as a PSA 10. Now, how did that happen, you ask? Well, you gotta stay tuned to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like, and please be a subscriber to my channel. I would greatly appreciate your support. So, folks, let's get started here with some modern product in this Gengar VMAX. This is a Japanese version of the newest set coming out. They got the PSA 10 and sold for $407. That is some pretty awesome art right there. Gengar so massive, just kind of inhaling everything. I love it. I'm really looking forward to all the Gengar V and VMAXs that come out because Gengar is an awesome Pokemon. All right, from Evolving Skies here, we had a few graded cards come by. We had Leafeon VMAX in PSA 10 that sold for $350. The Umbreon VMAX is still hitting some pretty impressive numbers here. Here's a PSA 10 that went for $614. And then the Dragonite V hit some impressive numbers as well, with the PSA 10 copy selling for $610 this week. I wanted to touch on a couple of the Celebrations cards. I'm not going to go over a whole lot because I plan on dedicating an entire video to the value of pretty much every card in that set, so I'm going to save it for that video, but we're going to go over the big three here, what they've been selling for in their raw forms. Here is a Venusaur from this set that sold for $36. The Blastoise sold for $25, and then the Charizard sold for $147.50. Now, from what I've been seeing from the pulls people have been getting from this set, it seems to be a numerous amount of Blastoise and Venusaur cards and not so much on the Charizard. So I think that's why you're seeing the Blastoise kind of linger down low as far as value. But like I said, I'm going to make a video about Celebration set and all the cards and how much they're worth, so stay tuned for that. Alright, a couple of miscellaneous cards. Here is a Lapras VMAX, got the CGC10 Pristine and sold for $86. Not too many cards get the CGC10 Pristine because CGC is very harsh with their grading. You typically see CGC10s with Japanese cards, not so much the English, so I wanted to touch on that. Here is a Zacian Amazing Rare from Vivid Voltage that sold as a PSA 10 for $50. Folks, some of these amazing rares are barely treading water as far as their PSA 10 values. The Zacian is, of course, the lower tier of the amazing rares. It's not like the Rayquaza, but yeah, $50 for a PSA 10, pretty cheap. I got a couple of Lugia cards here. This is a Lugia Break from Fates Collide set that sold as a PSA 10 for $212. And then the Lugia EX from Ancient Origins. This is the full art that sold as a PSA 10 for $555. And then the Lugia GX from Lost Thunder sold for $790. So pretty impressive price on that card. So folks, we have quite a few Rayquaza cards to go over. Here is a Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies that sold as a PSA 10 for $588. And then another copy sold for $615. And then the Rayquaza GX Rainbow Rare from Celestial Storm sold as a PSA 10 for $410. Here is a Shining Rayquaza from Shining Legends set that sold for $251. And then the Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies. The big, heavy-hitting Rayquaza VMAX sold as a PSA 10 this week for $660. So, yeah, a couple weeks ago, this card was around $900 to $1,000. This week, $660 for a PSA 10 example. Alright, a few miscellaneous vintage cards to go over. Here is an Absol EX from EX Power Keepers that sold as a PSA 10 for $455. Not a card you see come through very often. The Charizard Holo from Legendary Treasures sold for $910 this week. Here is a Japanese Mew V full art that sold as a PSA 10 for $577. A card I have never seen before. It's got Mew there and a bunch of Pokemon surrounding it that I don't even know. Pretty cool looking card there. I haven't seen it yet, so I wanted to touch on that. Alright, we got a few E-Series holographic cards to go over. This one's from Skyridge. It's the Piloswine Holo that sold as a PSA 10 for $280, so pretty inexpensive holo there. And also from Skyridge, we had the Magcargo Holo in PSA 10 sell for $337. The Starmie from Skyridge sold for $575 for a PSA 10. And the Politoed sold from Skyridge as well for $478. Here is a Machamp from Skyridge, sold for $510. The Jolteon sold for $535. And then the other Raikou sell for $788. So not too bad in the numbers there. And lastly, for our PSA 10s from Skyridge, we have the Vaporeon Holo that sold for $1,813. So pretty much dominating all the other Skyridge Holos we've been covering here. And then here is a CGC9 Gyarados Holo from Skyridge, one of the best Gyarados artworks of all time, that sold for $625. To finish off Skyridge here, we have a reverse holo Crystal Golem that sold for $726. And then the reverse holo Celebi from Skyridge sold for $1,225. All right, let's get into some Neo cards here. We have a Light Arcanine Holo, first edition. I believe this was auctioned off by Z&G Emporium. Magnificent card, and it sold for $2,226. And then in contrast, we had an SGC 9.5 Light Arcanine, first edition, that sold for $710. Here's a first edition Meganium Holo from Neo Genesis that sold for $1,525 this week. And then we had a couple of lots of graded cards here. This is all of the non-holo trainers from the Gym series, from both Gym Challenge and Gym Heroes, that sold for $800. And they're all PSA 10s, so I guess each card sold for about $100. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. What do you think? We also saw several unlimited WotC Holos. Let's take a look at some of them here. We got the Here Comes Team Rocket trainer from Team Rocket set that sold for $102.50. The Dark Weezing Holo sold as a PSA 10 for $96. It's just the worst. I'm sorry, it's just the worst. It's just the worst holo ever. The Dark Arbok from this set sold for $266. This card is actually a pretty darn low population. It only went for $266. Here we got a Ho-Oh from Neo Revelation set. This is unlimited holo in PSA 10 that sold for $960 this week. And then a Blaine's Charizard holo from Gym Challenge. This is the not corrected version. This is the error version, so to speak, that sold for $1,585. So not too bad there. Here is an SGC 9.5 Mewtwo holo from Base 2 set, sold for only $102. That's pretty inexpensive slab right there. And we have a couple of starters here in the form of Blaine's Charmander first edition from Gym Challenge set that sold for $167. And then also from Gym Challenge, the Erica's Bulbasaur sold for $162.50. A couple of first edition Team Rocket holos to go over. This is a Dark Vileplume holo that sold for $405. The Dark Alakazam sold for $676. And the Dark Dragonite there, sported right next to that cute little plushie, sold as a PSA 10 for $2,950. So that is a heavy hitting card right there. And then the Dark Charizard here, one of the best hits you can get from this set, sold as a PSA 10 first edition for $4,559. This card was once going for about $10,000, and it's come down to between $4,000 and $5,000 depending on the strength of the PSA 10. Continuing on the Charizard train, we have this Shadowless PSA 7 base set Charizard that sold for $900. The Charizard GX Rainbow Rare from Burning Shadows sold this week for $2,450. And then we had the Unlimited base set Charizard in PSA 10 sell for $12,000 even. And before we get into a couple of Japanese promos here, I wanted to mention this first edition Kadabra in PSA 10 from base set sold for $1,275. A couple of Scream promos here. We had the Eevee Scream promo in PSA 10 sell for $485. And then the Psyduck Scream promo with the Haunter and Gengar behind it. Very awesome illustration. Sold as a PSA 10 for $625 this week. So not much in terms of sealed product came by this week. I did see this XY Flashfire booster box come through, and it sold for $2,550. And folks, the auction of the week I'm going to give to this Charizard V from Champion's Path. This is a secret rare that sold for $1,000 even as a PSA 10. Now, if you notice, it's got this MBA Gold Diamond certification on it. And if you don't know what this is, it is the Mike Baker authentication, which I guess is someone who looks at already graded cards. I believe only PSA, BGS, or SGC cards, and then kind of gives a second stamp of approval. I believe you can get a silver, a gold, and like a black diamond rating from this person. And it obviously adds value to your cards here. I thought that was pretty interesting. This is the first time I've ever seen an MBA certified card come through. So this card typically in PSA 10 is below $500, but when you got this gold diamond certification on it, bumped it up to an even $1,000. What do y'all think of that? Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, don't forget to give this video a like. That's all I got for you folks. I will see you all in the next one.